We are, we are, we are, we are, we are, we are Duel Legion. So like and subscribe.
So we're going to start the profile off with 3 Marincess blue tangs. Right there, she's pretty much your fool's burial for the deck, and she's also your searcher, you can say, because she allows you to excavate 3 cards off the top of your deck when she's link summoned for a Marincess monster. Then we're doing 3 of your Marincess Seahorse. She's pretty much broken. She can special summon herself to a link point that a Marincess link monster points to. When she's sent to the graveyard, you can banish her to special summon a water monster from your hand to a link point that a Marincess monster points to as well too. So she's really pretty much your swarmer. She allows you to go for extension on your boards, whether on the field or in the graveyard. Moving forward, we're doing 2 Spring Girls. Self-explanatory, you can special summon her by banishing a Marincess monster from your graveyard, and you can special summon her to the field. Just another extender. And then we're doing 1 Marincess Mandarin and 1 Marincess Pascalis. Basically, extender from your hand, extender from the graves, because when she's there, you can special summon her to a link port that a Marincess points to when there's 2 or more Marincess monsters on the field. So pretty savage. You can do that whether in your hand or she's in the graveyard. So 1 Pascalis just to extend from your hand, and you could also banish her to search for a spell and trap card, Marincess card. Pretty self-explanatory for the Marincess engine. It is a 10-card engine. Pretty simple. Moving forward, we are doing 3 the archivers. We're doing 3 of them. Another extension on the board, so whenever a monster is special summoned to a link port, you can special summon from your hand or grave. So pretty self-explanatory, really, really good. Then we're doing 3 of my Crusadia. She, just like Seahorse, can special herself to link ports, but unlike Seahorse, she's not specifically designated to Marincess link port. So you can special summon her to pretty much any link port that a monster points to. So pretty much great. And then you can facilitate your Sea Archiver too as well. We're doing 2 Miramel Abyssius just for an extra extension on the board, literally. And for his level 7, we can synchro with him as well to get a level 10 out for synchros. Then we're doing 1 Scrapion. Basically, he's a Cyberverse version of Marincess. They're both Cyberverses, but he's pretty much the Cyberverse version where she banishes out a Marincess monster for Spring Girl's effect. He banishes out just a Cyberverse monster to special summon him out. He's a 5, she's a 4, so you got a 5 and a 4 that could do that. 1 Silent Sea Needle. Literally just for another extension to have him out on the board and just facilitate extension plays, as well as just sticking with the Ocean Water brand. Alright, moving forward to the hand trap package. Yes, the long awaited hand trap package. So this one is pretty extensive hand trap package. We're doing 2 Blossoms. We're doing 2 DD Crows, just because DD Crow is really, really broken in this format. Pretty much taking everything by storm, especially if you're playing against branded. Anything that pretty much can activate or is sent to the graveyard that they need to target or use to facilitate their plays. Then we're doing 2 Bells. And yeah, those are the 2 of them hand traps. I try to keep them to the cards that I'm really, really going to need. The cards I'm about to show you right now, outside of the Skillmeister, because that's just pretty much to protect myself. It's like a monster version of Call by the Grave, so we're just running that too as well. The ones I'm about to show you right now, they're great for the protection, like with Nibiru and Drill Lock. So when they're in your hand, you can actually use them if it fits the situation. Sorry about that. Drill Lock. 1 Nibiru, 1 Drill Lock, and then we're doing 1 Phantastical Dragon. These 3, great for when they're fitting situation when they're in your hand, but also they're just primarily used for cross-out bait. Reason being, these are the 3 cards that pretty much would fuck my deck up. So, yeah, I run them. One, if I have in my hand, I fit the situation, cool, I can use it. But cross out to my hand, I'm going into my power plays. They activate these cards on me. Cross out, send it out, cool, leave me the hell alone. Same thing with the Bell. Bell really hurts this deck as well, too. So, yeah, I run 2 of it because Bell also hurts other decks as well. So as I'm outing my Bell, I can use that Bell. And just in case they're trying to multi-Bell me for the next turn, I got another cross out for that too as well. So, and another Bell for that too as well. So, pretty much my 10 card hand trap package right there. Little went crazy. Yeah, we did 50 cards in this deck build. I told you guys it was going to be hard to stay within the 40 card realm. So now, moving on to the spell and trap cards, right? So we're going to start it off with 3 Marincess Dives. We're going to do 1 Marincess Battle Ocean. Now, for people that don't know what Marincess Dives does, you can, so if you have Battle Ocean on the field, you can do it from your deck. If it's not on the field, you can special summon from your graveyard. 2 cards in 1. So it's a really good card, especially for this deck, really broken, especially when you're coupling with 3 CNET mining. Broken. Get it from the deck or the grave. You get Cyberverses from the deck to your hand to make your plays. This deck is ridiculously fast. That's why it, at 50 really doesn't hurt. It just makes it better because now you have room for everything else you want to try to do because you have so much draw cards, so much speed cards, so much special summoning cards. It's freaking ridiculous what this deck can do. Alright, moving forward, we're doing the 1 reinforcements of the army to get out your Crusader a lot faster, and we're doing the 1 Foolish Burial to send cards to the graveyard that can actually activate their effects in the graveyard, such as Seahorse, such as freaking, this guy, Sea Archiver, and such as Mandarin. So you can send those cards out really, really easy. Or you can send them out for Scrapion or Spring Girl's effect, just to banish them out, just to get cards out to the field. Pretty much Fool's Burial, right? Then we're doing 1 Monster Born, just for more height extension. And since you're sending so many things to the graveyard, you can get it out, and it's free, so why not, right? Then we're doing 2 World Successions. Yes, a little bit old school in this one, but World Succession, since everything's going to the graveyard, you could just flood it right back and just keep going and just keep going. So for me, I just felt it was just a hands down no-brainer because you can continue just going. You could work around so many things with this deck. It's not even funny. Like, that's why I was like, Marincess is looking pretty powerful. All right, moving forward, 2 crossouts. If you don't know what crossout does, it's pretty much knocking the meta down right now. So it's giving you protection over things that can be deadly to you. And then we're doing 1 Droplet. Again, to protect myself against things that my opponents are going to do. And it knocks out beat sticks for me. Like, so when they bring out their boss monster and they're trying to do some crazy off the wall, but no, just have them and take their effect. Like, no, just stop that crap. And then, of course, we're doing the 1 Call by the Grave. Just because hand traps are real and graveyard effects are real. Now, for the 4 traps that we do, it's going to be 2 Impermanences and 2 Marincess Waves. Permanence is broken because you could lock down the column from spell and trap cards from being activated after you strip a monster of its effect. And you could do it from your hand as well. Marincess Wave, same thing. If you have the Link 3 or higher requirement for it, you can activate it from your hand, but it basically makes all monsters on the field unaffected by your opponent's card effects. So it's overline just protection of every front with this deck. It is ridiculous on what it can do and what it could stop your opponent from doing when played with the correct cards. So that has been the 50 card main deck. We're doing 30 monsters, 16 spells, and 4 traps. Cool. Now moving on to the extra deck. Extra deck. What? Extra deck. Who? Extra deck. When? Extra deck. Now. Alright, cool. Sorry to be having my little moments. I'll be hopped off for coffee, bruh. Be a whole lot of coffee. So just to get into it with the extra deck for the Marincess, we're doing 1 Argonaut, I think as her name is pronounced. I'm not too sure. but she's basically your negator of it. So every time the field card equips link monsters from the graveyard to your link monster, your Marincess link monsters, she's allowed to then bring those cards when a card effect is activated to the field from the spell trap zone and negate that card effect. So really, really broken. With her and with Bubble Reef being your beater and your basically extender by drawing and everything and gaining attack. Though with these two on the field, it's freaking broken with those two. That you really can't do anything. Triangle just helps you get to your board, so there's multiple ways to get to the dance with these girls. So Triangle is just another option into getting there, as long as with Marble Rock. Marble Rock is just there just to continue facilitating plays. You really don't use Marble Rock just for except for Falter. You really go into Triangle just to get you to your main end board. And moving forward, we're doing one Crystal Heart, or at least I do one Crystal Heart, because linking off into any of these Marincess link monsters with Crystal Heart and the field card in the field, it just makes your board even that much stronger and much more unbreakable. So just think about that. You have a lot of things going on in the extra deck. You're only given 15 cards, so use those 15 cards wisely, I should say. We're doing 2 Marincess Corals. She's broken because she's an extender on the field, so you can bring her out and then special summon a water monster to the field from the graveyard and just continue extending on your board and getting your board out to the end game with Agronaut and Bubble Reef out too as well. We're doing 1 Water Charmer. She's really, really great in that she's easy to make. She gives you 2 link ports down, and then if you're playing your opponent that's gonna run at least 1 water monster in there, you can just jack it and then go into a bigger Marincess monster. Really, really, it's really, really stupid. Those times you can do it, and then she's just like I said, she doesn't really bother you too much in the main board. But those funny times where things can go a little haywire, and they have a water monster in the graveyard, you could jack it and just go into a link climb, pretty much. Then we're doing one Splash Mage. Splash Mage is broken because just like Coral, he's allowed an extension. Does lock you into Cyberverse monsters, the same way Coral locks you into water monsters. But in a Marincess deck, water and Cyberverse monsters you're playing with anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Then we're moving along into 1 Sea Angel. Enough said, she's a searcher. She's a link 1, so she's really, really good. Just broken, especially when you're running Blue Slug as well. This deck is link crazy. So these 2 cards really facilitate really, really well because you bring to your hand, and then you bring a monster from your graveyard to your hand, and then you could search for a spell trap with Sea Angel as well. That is it for the Marincess link monsters. Pretty easy build in that sense. You're either running 1 of or 2 of, depending on how you want to get to your board. Pretty much always going to be the same board, but the way you get there is a little different and varies. So moving along with the other cards outside of link monsters, I run 4 synchro monsters as an add-on to what I do with the link. So we're doing 1 Coral Dragon. Really good card, and she facilitates herself as a tuner, so it's just easy to synchro climb with her. I guess you can link climb, so I guess you can synchro climb too as well too. We're doing 1 Deep Sea Prima Donna. Really good card too. A tuner, so you can synchro climb with her as well. We're doing 1 Croco Dragon, because he's just freaking stupid. Not only can destroy and pop, but he can draw. So with both of these, all 3 of them actually just requires a lot of speed and a lot of destruction on the board. And then we're ending it off with 1 Supreme Sovereign, which allows us to get a power boost because we're going to be banishing a lot of cards with Bubble Reef. And you can banish their cards too as well. Once you facilitate Bubble Reef's effect, you can just start going into a chain of a bunch of things and just start banishing a bunch of stuff off your opponent's field and graveyard with them too on the field. So really, really good card to go into this deck. But yeah, that is it for the extra deck. Guys, this has been LegendThatSicBoy representing Duel Legion. Asking you to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want. But it's always a pleasure having you guys stop by the channel and watching what we do here. So, hey, guys, it's been a pleasure, and peace.
Me like, fuck these bitches. What?